Yeah, I think the word that I land on that feels the most authentic is integration. It's not
Mm,
like moving on or moving forward or, getting back to normal because it's just when we face significant loss, there is no normal. It's figuring out this big thing has happened. How do I hold it? How do I
yeah.
honor this person or this situation, whatever has happened in my life, and then continue to live in a way that's aligned with my values? And I think people often feel like that it's not possible, but it's like
Mm,
my hope is to create spaces where people can, talk openly and tell the truth about their grief, so that then they learn to kind of hold it and integrate it and then, yeah, live lives that are meaningful because it can
mm.
feel like, a death sentence sometimes when we face significant loss or trauma. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, my hope is that people can kind of hold it and continue to function in the world.
Yeah, I love that because it's interesting. I think why I was, not sure what words to use. I've just started watching this show. It's a series on the ABC called You Can't Ask That.
Yeah,
And yeah, they talk to different, I guess you could say marginalized groups or out
yeah,
of the ordinary groups. And they are like the questions you ask in your head, they ask these people
yeah,
those questions.
yes.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. If everyone should watch it. But the one I watched the other night was around people who had survived disasters,
Mhm.
and one guy who had survived a particular trauma was saying he's like he hates the word the new normal, and it is interesting because I feel like I would have used words like that, the new, I mean, we all use that after COVID, right? And
Yeah.
but it was interesting hearing him say that. It's like, yeah, I guess that's interesting. You don't want to let your old life go, or
Mm.
that person go. So how do you integrate it and then create a life that of meaning that you can still have joy and love and, achievement or whatever is important to you?
And I think it's like the and I often, use my
Yes.
hands to people. It's like you can feel this deeply. You can really be in the space where you honor your grief and the person if it's a death related loss, um, and continue to use their name and bring that connection into your life. And
Mm,
you can also give yourself permission to live in a wholehearted way that, honors that person and, the very essence of life. It's like
mm.
when we face that significant loss, we're faced with, fear of our own mortality and how fragile life can be. So yeah, it's I guess a piece of hope, but it's delicately, I don't start with hope because I think there's a lot of my work that is sitting with people in the rubble, in the mess of their lives. But then it is like allowing those glimmers of hope to come in when they are ready.
Yeah, wow, that's so interesting. I think about it as well, like from a business point of view. I love that you just said death related loss because I know that grief and loss can manifest in other ways. And I know there's a lot of people who've lost businesses
Mm,
over the last few years. And I've watched some people really struggle with what is my identity outside of this business. There were people who, were in business for years and years and years, and that was how everybody knew them, how they had their friendship circles. And for that to come crashing down, I think there's many times in our lives that we experience loss that we need a bit of a helping hand to figure out how to move forward.
yeah, yeah, it's so true. It's so true. And I think more and more, like, I do see people who are like, oh, like they'll might make an initial inquiry or book a call with me. And is this like, would it be okay to talk to you about this? And I'm like, yes, of course. Like that, if I had a hope in my career lifetime, it's like, I hope that we change the narrative of how we do grief because the world, society at large, we don't really do grief. We kind of, any discomfort, we try and make people feel better. We kind of treat it like a problem to be solved. And that's really not what people need with a death
Yeah.
loss or otherwise. So being able to, yeah, create that literacy where it's like, yes, if someone's experienced business loss or financial loss or, anything in between, it's like feeling able to access support and process that, and yeah, give space for that, and then give space for the healing that comes with that as well.